Welcome to the City Gamer channel, where we discuss anything and everything related to Starcitizen. And in this episode, we'll have a look at the RSI Mantis. Hi there. This is the first time we are seeing a straight to flyable and also the straight available feature set called Quantum Enforcement in the game. Well, at least around the 10th of October we expect it. There are two parts to quantum enforcement. The first part is quantum snare and the second part is quantum dampening. So what is quantum snare? Quantum snare is, like the word says, snaring your prey. What it will do, it will cast a large radius of a field around your ship. And this radius is about between 10 to 20,000 meters. So the question is it a radius or is it a diameter? We're not sure yet because, that all will obviously impact how it is all measured. What it will do is, once you have triggered this quantum snare mechanic, then anyone that travels through this bulb, as you will be pulled out of quantum. So that could be either AIs, but also it could be players. Like the EMP that we are seeing in the game now, you will need to charge up the device. There is a waiting period before you can trigger the device, and then you can trigger the device and it will be active. Now the question that I have here is, will it remain on for a longer period in time until you switch it off, or will it just trigger and then hope that you get something or someone flying through your dampening or your snare bubble? Anyone you do pull out, when you catch someone, they will have their quantum drive tethered to your quantum snare device so that they can't fly away. And that brings us basically into the second part, the quantum dampening mechanic. Basically, the quantum dampening mechanic is used to prevent ships from going into a quantum drive, into a quantum jump in the first place. So, but you have to sneak up quite closely to the other ship, because here again it's at a radius or a diameter of around 2,000 meters. So you need to be very close to your prey. You need to make sure that you stay within range so that this ship can't fly away. So those are quantum snare and quantum dampening mechanics. Those are quite interesting mechanics to be released, although not entirely new, because we have seen it already in the past, where AI were able to get us out of quantum ad nauseum sometimes, but that's a different story. And now they're also providing this kind of functionality to players as well. In this case, I think balancing is the most important thing. I think we've seen a lot around grieving. We worried about grieving. I'm not much of a PvP player, so I really couldn't care less around this mechanic. It's just annoying to me. So however, I think that the balancing that they are proposing, and probably that's the first iteration and it will be changed in the future as well, is that the Mantis has very weak weapons. So imagine if you pull the trigger of your quantum snare device and out comes a caterpillar heavily armed. Then you are in big trouble, or even a fleet when you have quantum linking going on, and then for sure you are in big trouble. So the person who is using this mechanic needs to think twice before he or she will use it. They are trying to make it sort of a gameplay with friends, so that you are the one flying the Mantis and trigger the quantum snare device, and then you will have others basically then disabling the ships that come, or the ship or ships that come out of quantum. Or even maybe there is more than one Mantis going on, that once you have ships ship or ships coming out of Quantum, you get close to them and prevent them from moving away, and then enter them, board them, maybe in the future when we have this ability to do so, and loot all of the storage from those ships. So yeah, this is just the first iteration. I'm a little bit worried about the balancing. Although with some clever gameplay, I think it is possible for the likes of myself who are not into PvP playing, who hate being interdicted, can avoid it as much as we can. So for example, if I want to fly from Port Olisar to Hurston, what I could do is just set a perpendicular course to some other moon or planet or whatnot, go into Quantum maybe for a couple of seconds, get out, and then set my course to my final destination. And therefore I should be out of the straight line between Olisar and Hurston. At this moment with AI, I don't think that quite works. I need to do some testing. I think they will be there no matter what, because they are procedurally generated on the track that you are going. But for players, that's a different story. So I think with some clever gameplay, when you don't like this kind of stuff, you will be able to stay out of that. Now, another thing that was mentioned in the article was that crime stats. They said it's very illegal to have this activity going on in the terms of law. So that's again something that needs to be considered when a person triggers the quantum snaring device, is that you most likely get a crime stat. However, when you get a pirate out of Quantum, or somebody with a very high crime stat, does that still apply? I think these are all questions that still need to be answered. We don't know. We don't know exactly what CIG is thinking about all of this. They also mentioned something about quantum markers. This is not quite clear to me. Is this indeed, if people are pulled out of quantum, then they get these markers? So imagine again that you pull out a fleet, they will all get different markers, and then your buddies can go and loot those ships. Not exactly sure on how that would work there. Live is expected to be at 10 October. I think there is one sort of an event going on at the 10th of October, some sort of anniversary. That's not the anniversary we normally see in November, but I think it was the start of the Kickstarter campaign or whatnot. So we are expecting it live around that time. We do not know for sure if that is the same time at 3.7. Maybe 3.7 goes live before that date, like was mentioned on the end of September, although they need to hurry up. My guess is that the 10th of October, the sale, and also 3.7 will go live. All right, like I mentioned, I hate interdiction, so yeah, I really would not buy a ship that does this as sort of a gameplay mechanic. I can understand why people would be interested in it. For me, I'm not that happy about it, so I really hope that they will do their best to balance this out as much as they can. They mentioned that we have a relatively threat-free transport option right now. Well, all right, that is something to be considered. Being pulled out of interdiction at least twice when you make a big jump. All of the server issues making you lose your goods, that doesn't help. But one thing that I have to say is that the ship looks very cool. I like the aesthetics of it. It looks very much something that, as a ship, the aesthetics I would buy, but not with the mechanics that it has right now. All right, thank you very much. I will put the links to the website as well as the how do you call it, the article on Newsweek in the descriptions below. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.